Welcome back. It's a journey from heartbreak at home to heartfelt worldwide connections. After his wife passed away in a tragic accident, Barry Hoffner wrote the memoir Belonging to the World, a journey from grief to connection in every country on earth. Take a look.
At its basis, it is a book about healing through travel. It's a story of love, loss, and then transformation by, I guess, having the courage of movement after loss and traveling all around the world to see the kindness and generosity and humanity of people all across the world that rarely get into the headlines.
I mean, 193 countries. What were you hoping to find on that first flight out?
Well, to be honest, the first flight out really was more of an escape. It had been about 6 months. I moved away from home and where I live in Northern California to Washington, D.C., so that my older son, who was at his first semester in college, could live with me. And after a period of time, I stepped out of my life. And after a period of about 6 months, I decided to take a trip. And it was more of an escape, to be honest. But as other trips unfolded, I realized what I was finding was a lot of awe and humanity and connection. As I say, I went out in search of countries, but what I really found were people. And it's their stories that are a collection that I collected for my book, Belonging to the World.
Yeah, it's amazing. I love how you say you found yourself in that. Can you explain?
Yeah, I think that even though I had traveled a lot and I'd lived all around the world, I really didn't understand the power of connection. And somehow loss really breaks us. But then if we have the courage to move forward, we find connection is very healing. And I just felt like I was opening up to people more than I had been before. Something in my heart had cracked, and they were opening up to me. So I had encounters with people all over this world, and deep encounters that I would have never expected and probably never would have happened before, even though I had considered myself before a well-traveled person.
Is there a story or a moment of unexpected kindness that changed you?
Yeah, it came about a year into my travels. Mostly I had been going to places that were exotic, but not any places the world would consider dangerous, like Uganda, Rwanda, Saudi Arabia. But I knew if I was traveling to every country in the world, I'd have to up my game and go to places the world warned me not to. I chose Iraq. My mom was born in Baghdad. She moved here when she was very young. Going to Baghdad for me was like a dream, kind of like the idea of going to the moon. We are Jewish, and so my mom was always worried about, don't tell them you're Jewish. But I had an encounter at a checkpoint with an officer who beckoned me into his office. My guide was very concerned. And I went in, and he asked why I spoke a little Arabic, and then asked if I was Muslim, and I said no. He said, are you Christian? No. That only leaves one, I'm Jewish. And he put his hand over his heart. He said, this is where your mother was born. This is your place as well. Welcome home.
All right, Jackie, your wife, you said she loved emojis. My last question. What emoji would describe her and her personality?
Well, that's an easy one, Laura. It's a sunflower. She had a sunflower tattooed on her arm. The program we started for her in her name for scholarships for West Africa is called Borsch Jackie, the Jackie Scholarship. The logo is a sunflower because when she spoke to people, they felt seen, and it felt like she had turned them towards the sun. Jackie changed me and continues to change me to follow the path of being the best person I can be. And even though she passed 8 years ago, she still is, in a way, kind of a North Star towards just being a little kinder and finding more humanity in people.
We can all take a page out of that book. We'll order your copy of Barry Hoffner's book at belongingtotheworld.com.